Hi, welcome to day 3 of this readathon. When I mean day 3, I mean day 3 that I'm updating you. So because this is a almost 20-day readathon, I'm obviously not going to be updating you daily. So today is the 18th of October. I'm on holiday this week, but we've been doing a lot of stuff. Today is a day where we're not doing that much, but because we've been doing a lot of stuff, it then means that I need to do some work today. But I'm here specifically because I'm kind of tired of Enchanted to Meet You. I feel like I've read this book before. I just feel like I know what's going to happen. They're going to save the day. They're going to get together. So I've decided to put it to the side for now. I'll definitely come back to it before the end of October because I'm halfway through. I just want something a bit more exciting. So I thought I would pick up the murder mystery I have in this TBR, which is The Ghost and Mrs. Mewer. It's about this small town that's very, very pet-centered. Our main character has just moved back to this small town to help her grandma run this inn. It's also near Halloween and there's a murder. There's a TV crew that are filming a ghost-centered TV show and they're all staying at the inn, but it's definitely related because this is a big thing in the synopsis. I've read less than a chapter, I think, last night when I was falling asleep. I am enjoying it for now. It feels like it's going to be a bit different from the things I've read before. We'll see how it goes. For now, I'm just exhausted from this week. It's kind of weird. And the weather really turned. We've had rainy days basically in a row. Still feel like I'm reading a bit slower than normal, but hopefully I didn't select a big TBR. I'm going to be able to read the books that I set out to read. Oh my god. Good morning. I am quite happy with the books I'm reading and I'm excited to sort my plants for winter today. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. Yesterday I decided I wanted to do it. I went to get some extra houseplant mulch and I now have it. So today I'm going to film a bit of me doing that. I do love taking care of my plants and I don't do it often enough. And then obviously I want to continue reading my books this afternoon. I am in the middle technically of 3 books. Enchanted to Meet You, The Ghost and Mrs. Mewer, and House Witch. House Witch, I am near to the end. I read a good chunk in the past few days. Enchanted to Meet You, I read about halfway through. And then, I want to continue. I will continue in the next few days. But I was kind of a bit tired of it. So I started The Ghost of Mrs. Mewer and I'm really enjoying that. It's strange because I've never really had pets. I'm allergic to animal fur, so it's just not something that was part of my childhood. And this book heavily includes pets and animals. It's just been an eye-opening experience. But in terms of the story and the atmosphere, I'm loving it. It's constantly talking about food. It's been quite slow, but in a way that I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying getting to know the characters. I'm enjoying seeing the relationships develop and the drama that we're going to unravel throughout the book to then discover who committed this murder. I'm having a really good time with The Ghost and Mrs. Mewer and I'm excited to get to the end. I have to say, I am slightly in a bit of a slump because I've started this book, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And I'm still it's going a lot slower than I thought it was going to go. This was a kind of morning update. It's quite dark out today. Hopefully not in the kitchen because that's where we're going to be doing our plant prep for winter. That's what I'm going to be doing this morning. Good morning. So today is the 22nd of October. Yesterday we went pumpkin picking finally. Throughout the last week we tried to go pumpkin picking 2 times, and then yesterday, 3rd time's the charm, we finally did it. And I decorated the house, so I thought today I would do a little update because I read Snapdragon a couple days ago. I finished the house witch yesterday evening as well when I was decorating and all of that, and I read a bit more of the Ghost and Mrs. Mewer. It sounded good, and I had seen good reviews, which was why I bought this graphic novel. But since I got it like 6 months ago or so, didn't look very Halloweeny, so I thought it might not be the perfect thing to read at this time of year. But actually, I really enjoyed this graphic novel. I don't know what I was expecting or not expecting. It's a little bit creepy. It's about this girl, Snapdragon. This follows Snap as she saves her dog from a witch that lives in town, or supposedly. And so she then finds a litter of raccoons and takes it to this witch because this witch helps the little dog. So even though Snap's afraid of her, she goes deliver these raccoons to the witch. And then she starts helping her and discovers that actually this witch is not really a witch. The only thing she does is she collects roadkill, buries them in her garden, and then when they're all eaten off by all the bugs, she collects the skeletons and puts them back together and sells them to museums and researchers and private collectors and all those things. But also there's this monster that has been following Snap's family. She then discovers a bit of a backstory and history between this witch and Snap's family. This story turns quite heartwarming, and then she discovers that actually the witch is a witch and Snap could also be a witch if she wanted to be. So she starts training with Jax, this witch. I really enjoyed how the scenes bled together. So you kind of go into one conversation, the scene starts, and then you're bleeding through to another scene as Snap is telling the story of that conversation to someone else, and then something happens and you go into another scene and then the same thing happens again. And so you have a lot of smaller scenes, but it all makes sense and it flows well together. It's not as if you have like tiny little scenes all stuck together. They all flow seamlessly and you end up getting a more complex story out of this, even though this is only 223 pages. It also has little moments where Snap and Jax the witch, they're telling stories about their past, and so you actually go back and follow those stories. I thought it was a really, really well done story, actually. I have to say, this story is up there with one of my favorite graphic novels ever. This is definitely on par with Garlic and the Witch. It's really good. Oh, this is a really, really good graphic novel. Moving on to The House Witch. I think I pretty much just said everything I needed to say about The House Witch. It was a really good, solid start to this clearly kind of long, slow, cozy series of books. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 out, and I'm really looking forward to continuing, especially listening to this series. I think it's a very good daily companion. I definitely gave it around 4 stars, maybe like 3.75. So apart from Enchanted to Meet You, I think I'm really liking what I'm reading. I've read a bit more of The Ghost and Mrs. Mewer, and it's starting to pick up. We've had the murder, but it still also feels like quite a slow story. You just follow our main character having conversations with different characters and like going on errands and having lunch with people, and you get to meet all of these characters that are in this town, some that are from the town, and also like this TV crew and a couple of other characters that are staying at the inn. I'm really enjoying it. If you have pets and you love your pets, and you should 100% read this book. I am going to log off now and I'm going to show you the decorations probably later on. The lighting right now is not really good. So I'm going to light some candles with the pumpkins in the evening, and I'll show you then. It's actually one of the prompts to decorate the house for Halloween and show that. I'm now going to also list all of the prompts I completed, but for that I need to go get my computer. I finished Snapdragon, which was the graphic novel prompt. I finished House Witch, which is from this century, and obviously witches. But if I finish Enchanted to Meet You, I'll also have witches and magic. Technically, I've finished 2 books and I'm in the middle of 2 books. Hopefully I'll finish those in the next few days and be able to also complete those prompts. But in terms of activities, I have listened to like Halloween music. I've also decorated the house, and I'm going to show you today. I have been making kind of Halloween autumnal food for a while now. I actually have pumpkin cake in the freezer right now. I'm going to at least have to eat something Halloweeny autumnal on camera. So yeah, I still have to finish reading the 2 books and read at least Frankenstein and Telltale Heart. But yeah, I'm reading a bit slower than I expected, so I'm not sure how much of this CBR I'm going to be able to read, but we'll see. Hi, welcome to day 6 of this readathon. Today's the 24th of October. I'm feeling a little bit rough, but we're going to Sheringham tomorrow, so I need to figure it out. And I did just wrap up the pumpkin picking vlog because I finished Enchanted to Meet You, which was part of that vlog. So I'm just going to do a little final thoughts on that because I have talked about it enough on this video already. So I enjoyed it. I gave it around 3 stars. I think it's a good book, a little bit predictable. It wasn't brilliant, it was a little bit expected. The bang at the end didn't have enough bang. It all got resolved a little bit way too quickly. I haven't really made a lot of progress on the Ghosts and Mrs. Mewer because obviously I was finishing this one up the past few days, and I also went back to work after my holiday, so less time to read, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the update I have to tell you. Tomorrow we're going to Sheringham to just be by the sea a little bit, drink some cozy coffee, have some nice food, and walk around in nature. And the reason why we're doing all these trips is that the Greater Anglia train service did discounts. They have been doing this, I think, for a year, like every couple of seasons. So we had last year at this time of year in around March time, and now again. So we're using up those discounts and traveling to the coast and cozy cities around here. We're going to Ely in like a couple weeks. We're going to Cromer again in a couple weeks. So it's going to be nice. We obviously went to London 2 times. It's just useful to be able to travel at such discount prices. I hope you enjoy tomorrow in Sheringham. I really have a nice time in Sheringham every time we visit. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. welcome to the end of this vlog. Today is the day that this video is going live. So I was editing it and we figured it out that actually there was no ending to this vlog. So here I am, wrapping up everything, starting with activity prompts. I shared my TBR with you guys. I prepared thematic food. I then listened to Halloween music. I decorated for Halloween. Did watch quite a few movies and series, but I didn't really show. Oh, actually, I did show it on my pumpkin. Oh, it's been a month. I don't really remember anymore, but I did share it and I will pop it here now. A few clips of it so you know that I did do it. Here it is. And in terms of books, I see my batteries flashing, so I'm just going to whiz through these. I did not get to Frankenstein or the Telltale Heart. Or How Not to Be a Vampire Slayer. Yes, I've been in a reading slump for about a month and a half. I wanted autumn, as always, as everyone does, to be the best reading months of the year, and actually they were not. September was really good, and then October, it turned into October and I fully flopped. I think in October I read like 4 books, but I would say a book a week is not that bad. For me, it's not really normal, but it's not bad. I'm okay with it. I read The House Witch, was the first one I finished, I think. Really loved it. I then finished Enchanted to Meet You. I've shared my thoughts. More of a 3 up to 3.5 star read. And then I read Snapdragon, which I loved. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, so I gave that 4.5 stars, I think. And finally, I'm at 70% of the Ghost and Mrs. Mewer, the 24th of November, and I'm still reading this. But I'm actually really enjoying it. I do want to finish it up, but because I'm juggling like 4 books at the same time, it did take a little bit to actually finishing this book. Yeah, I'm at 71% and I'm really excited to see what the hell happened because I am intrigued. I'm really enjoying all of the characters and the setup of this book a lot more than I thought I would do. I just want to see who was the murderer. So I finished 3 books out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I am at 70% of the other one and I will finish it before December gets around because I want to start on all of the festive reads. As you can see, I've started decorating. I'm already in the Christmas mood with my jumper and my snowdrop earrings. But I'm still finishing up a Halloween book. So yeah, in terms of reading prompts, I read Witch and Magic. I read Supernatural Elements in the Ghost and Mrs. Mewer. I read a graphic novel. I read a book of this century set in Halloween prompt, as well as the Halloween colors on the cover and the mystery book. So in total, there were 13 prompts and I managed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there was 5 that I didn't get to, which was Vampire of another century, Gothic, Author That Has Died, and the Spiderweb prompt, which is a book that's been in my bookshelves for a while and that I've wanted to read for a while. All of these books I kind of discovered this year and have been wanting to read them since I discovered them. But because I haven't been wanting to read it for more than a year, then it doesn't count. That's all I have to tell you. I promise this is the end of the autumnal content. I'm already working on festive content, which the first video will come out next week, which is obviously the 1st of December. And it will be a kind of starter pack. I'll be decorating the house, drinking hot chocolate and sharing with you all of my recommendations and books and TV series and things I want to do this festive season. I hope you'll be excited for that video and that you're not too mad that it's coming literally in December. And I was so excited for autumn, and I filmed so much content that I couldn't just not share it. So I hope you enjoyed all of the autumn content that has come out this year, even though it's already well into November and we're still sharing that. I'm doing a reel of everything I read during autumn, especially the physical books. That will be up on my Instagram and TikTok, and I'll probably share it here on Shorts as well. I hope you enjoyed the second part of this readathon. I think it's going to be a chunky video, but it's full of autumn vibes. We'll see each other next time with the start of festive content. Very excited for that. So I hope you have a nice day, and thank you for being here. Bye!